Hi everyone, in this video I would like to let y'all know about my birth story, about how it all went down when I went into labor the first time with my first child, and I haven't had my second child yet, so I guess y'all have to get that video and y'all have to get that information later. But I'm hoping this next pregnancy will be a lot better than, not pregnancy, but the birth, the labor and delivery will be a lot faster. I think that's mostly what I'm asking the Lord for, and what I'm hoping for is a faster pregnancy, which they say your second pregnancy is it does happen faster, but you know, I need to put my trust in the Lord and I need to do things accordingly, because in my first pregnancy I kind of kept like pushing things off. One, my due date was like changed so many times, but literally like either the night before or 2 nights before I went into labor, literally like the night before or 2 nights before I went into labor, I was in Whole Foods and I was like, I should get the, what is it called? The red raspberry tea. Like I should get it. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna wait, you know, maybe next week or another week or whatever. I think I still got time or whatever. And I think I made that mistake too, just like hoping that I would deliver my child on November 1st, but the Lord had other plans for him to come like 2 weeks before that. And so which was fine. I actually realized what the Lord was doing because I had actually I was 6 weeks, exactly 6 weeks the week of Thanksgiving. So anyways, I was able to leave out, because if not, I probably wouldn't have went anywhere for Thanksgiving if I would have had him any later. So praise the Lord for that. He be having his way, and his way be better than ours, you know what I'm saying? And that's just really what happened with that and my labor and delivery, or my labor, pre-labor, whatever. That's just, you know, a little testimony. But let me go ahead and get into like my actual birth story and my labor story. So I went into labor at midnight. I had just came from washing clothes, and I think I had told myself like a couple weeks before that, I was like, okay, this is my last time coming to the laundromat. Like, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I'm tired, you know, going to the laundromat. So but I still ended up there. I think I still ended up there like a week later. And so anyways, it was midnight. We came home from the laundromat and I sat on the exercise ball for a little bit, and like water just kind of started coming out. So my water broke, and I told my husband, I said, I think my water just broke. And he's like, nah, it's just probably normal stuff or whatever. I was like, no, that didn't feel normal, you know? And so it's so funny, because I was just like, he just in denial, like it is not happening right now, especially not tonight, you know, but it was happening. And so I got in the shower and more water started coming out. So I came out, you know, I washed up, came out, and I told him, I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure my water just broke or whatever, because more water started coming out. And then so about 2 a.m. I started having contractions. And so I called my midwife. I called the midwives on call, and she told me just try to get some sleep and go to the hospital the next day about 12 p.m. Well, so mostly I labored at home from like 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12:30-ish. And I labored in water like twice. So I got in the water. I think when I would have a contraction, I would get in the water, and or I could feel the contraction coming. I would get in the water, and it would help ease the pain a lot. When I labored in water, other than that, like my bag wasn't fully packed. It was packed a little bit for the hospital, but it wasn't fully packed. So I was like, I promised I had like cleaned up the house probably a day or two before. And so I literally was just, you know, going through the house, trying to put stuff in the bag, making sure I had everything. I told my husband like 2 or 3 times, make sure you get the olive oil, make sure you get the olive oil. Because I had researched that if you put olive oil down, you know, near your vagina, then you wouldn't tear as easily. And so that actually worked for me. I didn't tear much at all. Like, I didn't need any stitches or anything like that. I had to ask my midwife like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, when I was in labor, I was like, don't forget the olive oil. Can you please rub olive oil down there? But I think there's a way you can actually rub olive oil in your down and, you know, around there, you know, a couple weeks before. So maybe at like 34, 36 weeks or whatever, you want to start rubbing olive oil down there to keep you from tearing. And so anyways, like I said, I was just running through the house, like trying to get everything, put everything in my bag or whatever, just to be prepared. I had my mom like go give me a pool that I didn't even use when I got to the hospital so that I can continue laboring in water. Well, anyways, I got to the hospital about 1 p.m. and mind you, I think I had threw up twice at home while I was in labor. So anyway, so once I made it to the hospital, before I could even open the door, I had puked. As soon as the car stopped, I puked and got everywhere on my dress and in the car. And I remember there was one lady came out. She seen me because I had to, of course, eventually open the door. She seen me and she just walked past. Then the second lady came. She seen me and walked past. She came to me and said, "Are you in labor?" And I was like, "Yes." And so she said, "Okay, stay right here. I'm going to get you a wheelchair." So she came, gave me a wheelchair, took me inside to, I guess, the pre-check area or whatever. So they checked to see, I was in pain now. And of course, I had them naturally. When she checked to see how far I had dilated, I was dilated to an 8 when I made it to the hospital at 1 p.m. I was so excited. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have my baby soon. This is gonna be over. Yes, you know. And so I made it up to the delivery room, and I wasn't dilating much after that. And so I thought it was more so because thinking of it afterwards, I thought of it more so because I didn't continue to labor in water. And but I didn't think about that while I was in labor. All I could think of is, come on, let's have this baby. And so I wasn't really contracting much. I wasn't really dilating much. So I did not have him until 10 hours later. I had him, so I got to the hospital at 1 p.m. I didn't have him till 11:19. And so yeah, that was pretty upsetting. I think I started pushing at like 9.5 centimeters, but they tried to put me on the ball, which I have a picture of. I'll show y'all that. And then I was sitting on a toilet. Like, they had me go sit on the toilet or whatever, which I didn't like that. All I wanted to do was lay down. I wanted to lay down on my side and just contract or whatever, but supposedly my contractions had slowed down, so they ended up giving me Pitocin and nitrogen, oxygen, something like that. I don't know. So I guess speed up the process or whatever, but I ended up pushing it like 9.5. I pushed him out in 45 minutes. I will show a picture of that baby and what he looked like. But I've never. Not in 45 minutes. I was like, let's do it. And I mean, we did it nonstop. I just was there like, okay, how y'all say I need to breathe? Okay, I got it. All right, I'm ready, and was just going, pushing. And that was the best and easiest part of labor, was pushing. And I didn't know it was gonna hurt afterwards. I was like, okay, did nobody tell me this? That I'm thinking the pain was gonna stop as soon as he came out. No, it still felt like either cramps or something was stabbing me or something. I guess when the placenta and other things were coming out. But it still felt like, it still kind of hurt. Yeah, maybe it was hurting. But I think that's pretty much my birth story, So this time I'm hoping that you know, I can labor in water the entire time. I should find out next week at my next appointment whether I'm gonna be able to labor in water at the hospital. But I probably most likely will labor in water at home. I like that. I would have a home birth if it wasn't for my husband. He wanna be in the hospital, so that's fine. Y'all see my belly?